Hi, this is Coffee McCann, and welcome to Discount Storytime, literature's finest dumpster fire. This story is called The Orphan King, and I hope you enjoy it. But before I tell you the story, I just want to brag for a minute. Yours truly won second place at the karaoke competition at Tipsy's Cantina. It was for my heartwarming rendition of C.W. McCall's 1975 ballad, Convoy. If you're not familiar with Convoy, I'll put a YouTube link in the show notes. I practiced in front of a mirror and everything, so obviously it was a stunning performance. But then, my so-called best friend, Stan, went on stage in his stupid bedazzled tuxedo and won first place. As I repeatedly told the judges, Stan sang in high school choir, so he probably wasn't even eligible. But, in the spirit of good sportsmanship, I will put that aside and congratulate myself for almost winning first place. Now on to our story, The Orphan King. Enjoy! A long time ago, in a magical kingdom called Tipsania, a hawk flew around. This sight was pretty typical for the people of Tipsania, and they had stopped really taking note of hawks flying around. But this wasn't an ordinary hawk. Oh no, dear listener. This was a magic hawk of prophesizing. One could tell if they observed closely. It flew lower to the ground than other hawks, its plumage was more muted, and it carried a bullhorn.
"The orphan shall be king,"
it squawked while somehow also flying at the same time.
"The orphan shall be king."
Nobody was paying attention.
"The orphan shall be king. Hey, guys, I'm talking. Magic flying hawk over here."
Then the people looked up and asked the magic hawk of prophesizing, "Which orphan? We have lots of orphans, for our land is riddled with pestilence, wars, and Arby's."
The one is destined to be your new king,"
the hawk said, starting to get irritated.
"What, you want me to hold your hand?"
The people asked, "What's the orphan's name?" The magic hawk of prophesizing slapped its hawk forehead with its hawk wing, which is pretty impressive seeing it was already flying and holding a bullhorn.
"Oh yeah, buried the lead there, huh? The name of the orphan who shall be king is..."
And an arrow pierced the magic hawk's neck and it fell to the ground. A moment later, two idiots came out of the woods yelling, "We did it! We saved you from the dragon!" "What?" asked the stunned crowd. "The dragon, the horrible beast. Everyone knows only dragons can talk and fly and carry bullhorns," the crowd said. "So, this thing that was about to tell us the name of our new king is a dragon disguised as a hawk?" The idiots said, "Yup." "You idiots! Look, it's still a hawk. Wouldn't it have turned back into a dragon? Or have scales or something?" The idiots scratched their heads and said, "Uh-oh." The crowd went to the angry mob emporium, loaded up on torches and pitchforks, and chased the two idiots out of the kingdom. And now the people had to figure out which orphan was destined to become their new king. Well, this is olden times, so they could solve this like they solved everything childhood related. Put all the orphans in a large cage with one dagger and see who was left standing. The people of Tipsania thought this was a good idea. However, they had lent their dagger and cage to the next kingdom over, for a Who Gets Vitamins competition. Then Lee, the wise elder, spoke up. Everyone listened to Lee because she was the oldest and wisest and kind of intimidating like that. Elder Lee said,
"We should have them do like a talent show or something. Maybe karaoke? Yes, karaoke it shall be. The most talented one is to be our new king."
The people of Tipsania agreed, as they already had a karaoke machine. So the orphans were told they would be in a talent show and to do their very best. And the winner is the one prophesied to be the next king. Kalafi, the most talented of the orphans, just knew he could win if he tried hard enough and practiced in front of a mirror, while Stam, who had no talent and a dumb haircut, worried about performing in front of so many people, especially with his really bad breath. On the day of the talent show, all the orphans tried their best, and there were some good performances. The last two were Kalafi and Stam. Kalafi got up on the stage and, just as he had been practicing the days before in front of a mirror, belted out a heartwarming rendition of C.W. McCall's 1975 ballad, Convoy. When he was done, the crowd went wild. Men and women were moved to tears, and Kalafi got a 15-minute standing ovation. That's how good it was. They wanted Kalafi to do it again, but unfortunately, it was Stam's turn. Stam walked up on the stage wearing a stupid, sparkly tuxedo, and instead of following the rules and singing karaoke like everyone else, he decided to do a reading of his dumb poetry. Stam had always had silly words in his head, and he went up to ye old microphone, cleared his throat, and announced he would recite a poem made for this special day. There was a smattering of polite applause, which was more than Stam deserved. Then Stam started reciting his poem of silly words. While reciting his, quote, poetry, his eyes rolled back and glowed red. The crowd, who just minutes ago were enjoying the best karaoke rendition of Convoy ever, fell into a hypnotic trance. Oh yeah, and Stam's poetry didn't even rhyme. Then spiky horns popped out from Stam's dumb haircut, and everyone said, "Hail to our new dark overlord, who we declare won the karaoke competition by dark means and not by natural talent like Kalafi's." Stam gave an evil cackle, and the microphone turned into a scepter with a skull on it. And not even a cool skull. It looked like one of those cheap plastic skulls you find in the discount bin after Halloween. Then dark clouds covered the sun, for it was dark days ahead. And that's how Stam ruled Tipsania as a dark underworld king. And the people, although in a trance, knew in their hearts they should have awarded Kalafi first place in the karaoke competition. The end. Well, I hope you enjoyed this story. I know I enjoyed writing it. And if you like these stories, please share them with your friends. And if you hate them, please share them with your enemies. And until next time, play nice with others, be super duper kind to yourself, and as always, remember to laugh. Bye.